Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
We have so much show today. We have so much show jammed into.
How much do you have?
It is so much show between airliners falling out of the sky and rich people cheating. We'd have a show right there. But we said to you about a week ago, the idea was hatched that we would have the TMOS Yak Shack. And we take your calls on our special hotline, and then we play them on the Yak Shack segment. Now, we didn't say we would do this on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No.
We thought we'd do it at all times. But for purposes of convenience and this show, we got the Yak Shack all fired up today to dive in and to begin the experiment. Now, after we do Wednesday, we could do it any day. If we get a call that comes in on the Yak Shack, this is the way I envision the Yak Shack. Mm-hmm. That every day, first of all, and I'd like to, I have once again relinquished creative control, which I always feel awkward about. I think that that this is an opportunity for me to step up and not pile something else on Pony and Rob with this, but they reviewed the Yak Shack calls.
Yes.
And I would like to, I will review the Yak Shack calls as well, and then if we get a particularly good Yak Shack call, we'll do it. Today we've put a few together. How many did we siphon off from the Yak Shack?
I have about 30. And
you have 30 total that we're ready to play?
Yeah, and I pulled that from
the whole tray?
From like over 70, I think. There was a lot of I think a lot of people were into the
30 of them.
Novelty of it.
They're also calling the Yak Shack to see if it worked.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
I've got the top ones here for you, and we'll play it until you get tired of it.
If you don't know what the TMOS Yak Shack is, as opposed to doing the live calls, we just we have basic a parking spot for you to call, and really, I encouraged late night drinking and calls during that time. So the Yak Shack is always open. You can call it right now as we're talking about it. 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. That's the TMOS Yak Shack, and we'll take all your calls. Yes, and if you want to call us, we're going to do it right now. All right. Anyway. So let's dive right into the TMOS Yak Shack and take our first call. Where does that hail from, Rob?
The first one was actually the favorite call that I got of them all, and it came from Washington, D.C.
TMOS Yak Shack.
Hi, Rob. It's Oscar. Just stepping at the Yak Shack. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yak Shack.
Can we hear that energy level? By the way, this is post-show. This is post-show.
No, this is
Oscar,
probably
this is post-show.
4:30 p.m.
Oh, that's just when he's getting geared up.
But this is what I'm saying is this is not on air, Oscar.
No.
This is office Oscar.
Real life Oscar.
That Rofo, when Rob was sick, Rofo referred to this.
Yeah, Rofo doesn't like structure. He doesn't like structure. He doesn't like it at all.
Oh, they don't carry his size.
Yeah, they don't.
This is
it's messed up.
Hey, what up?
This would be a call that Pony or Rob or Rofo would get with this tone. Let's listen.
Hi, Rob. It's Oscar. Just stepping at the Yak Shack. Talk to you soon. Bye.
I like the sexy. It gets sexy at the end. Talk to you soon.
Oscar has a way of ending phone calls that are always like, okay, talk to you soon.
Yeah, I trail off.
You do trail
with
off.
The sexiness.
But, yes. But I like it because what do I like more than getting a phone call? I like getting off a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can tell when you're ramping up to hang up on me, so I do it first.
Even when it's a machine.
You have always analyzed my phone style more than anybody else. Yeah. All right, gotta go take that.
Yeah, end of the ride, gotta go.
Yeah.
We've had long
I think Mike's
2 or 3 in our 10 years together.
Mike's tell is when it's where you're nearing the end of the ride when he goes, well.
Yeah. My wife says, I'm gonna let you go. And I'm like,
I'm going to let you go.
You know how rude that is? I'm going to let you go. They were done.
That's right.
You know, perhaps as opposed to doing it that way where I say, well, and I make you guys figure it out, perhaps I come up with an elaborate lie to get off the phone where it's like, oh, there's a Florida Panther on my lanai about ready to maul my wife. Let me do that.
Carl and I are going to the gym now. Goodbye.
Yes, that would never happen. She'd go. I'd drop her off. All right, let's listen to our very first call on the TMOS Yak Shack.
Mike, this comes from Silver Spring.
TMOS Yak Shack.
Hi, Yak Shack. This is Gabrielle from Silver Spring, Maryland. I wanted to hear you guys discuss the topic of how to, or whether it's even possible to enjoy the art of Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby anymore. I'm devastated by the crimes they've committed, and now I struggle whether I can ever enjoy a Michael Jackson song or Cosby's comedy. Michael Jackson's music was part of my whole entire life, and now it feels so wrong to listen to it. Rob touched base on this subject a while ago, and I just wanted to hear more of your thoughts. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Yak Shack.
Gabrielle is the name?
Yes, Gabrielle from Silver Spring.
Well, Rob didn't care about your content because he just wanted to play his jingle, but I will answer your question because let me just tell. All right, play it again. Now it's in my head. Play it again.
Yak Shack.
All right, thank you.
Unless
Gabrielle,
you want the longer one.
TMOS Yak Shack.
Gabrielle, let me answer that question the best way I can. Carl and I will talk later in the show about a show we went to last night. Then afterwards, we decided at our peril to go to another location. In fact, a location that was an Irish pub.
Ooh.
And we walk in, and as soon as we sat down, at the minute we sat, the place was empty. I wanted to get a little something to eat because it was late, but Carl had already eaten dinner. I didn't eat dinner. So we're grabbing a little dinner, and there's no one, and we're just sitting at the bar in this Irish pub getting a little dinner. And the music's cranking, and Thriller comes on. And Carla speaks up. She said, "Oh, I can't believe we're listening to that." And the bartender got curious, and we said, "Well, you got to watch the documentary." And so the answer to the question, at least for our family, after leaving Neverland, his music doesn't sound the same to me anymore.
I agree.
I hear that, and I immediately think of that, and I would prefer not to listen to it.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is, I would turn to another, station. I would turn off the radio. The other thing with Cosby, Cosby's irrelevant. So Cosby's comedy has been irrelevant for a couple of decades.
It's hard for me because I have every Cosby LP. And I have them in my phone. And, when I'm in the car, if I'm not listening to a podcast, I just put my phone on and I put it on shuffle.
Would you listen to Cosby?
I've been skipping him. I have.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes up.
So
I keep it as a
Would you delete him?
I probably will. Come to think on it, I hold on to audio as a historical thing more often than not.
Why do I think Oscar's busting your balls right now? Because why do I think Oscar just was saying that just to do the hoarder thing with you? He wasn't asking you
Mike, why are you reading ahead? Why are you reading ahead?
Because
you're
a little under the weather today. You got your big trip.
That's it.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The
I
other
just
pony
picked
knows
up
more.
on
I'm a
that.
card pony.
Yeah, that's offensive to me.
But the thing is, it is different, Gabrielle. It is different.
If you love the music, I have the solution. The comedy I can do without. Moving on from Cosby. I grew up with Cosby as Dr. Huxtable, and when that show died, I died with him.
If only Cosby more so. I wouldn't listen to Cosby anymore. Why?
Let me say this. That there are wonderful acts out there like Alien Ant Farm who have covered Michael Jackson.
This is true.
If you want to listen to covers, I'll give you a free pass.
The Smooth Criminal?
Yes.
But he still benefits from it. The estate still gets money.
What's the one Shaggy did? Shake.
Dance and Shake. That covers Shake Your Body Down to the Ground.
I love that in the on my vacation.
Yeah.
I was.
If you're a diehard fan, covers.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? Why not? If they sample them and they turn it into something else. But no, Gabrielle, the answer to the question is I think they wrecked it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like when you look at a guy, I'm not going to sit there and tap my toes to something that I don't care how great the record was. And you know what? I remember hearing it last night. I go, Jesus Christ,
also,
what a record. What a record Thriller was. I mean, what a hit Thriller was.
And Off the Wall, the one before it, probably even a better album than that.
The greater question is what happened to Alien Ant Farm? Like, where'd they go?
Okay, that would be officially stopping the show right now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hey, I've got a lot of Bill Cosby in my iPod if you want me to play it.
No, that's quite all right. Let's move on. That's a great cue to move on. Thank you. Oscar.
This next one, Mike.
Jesus, Alien Ant Farm. What?
No name, no city.
Let me turn on the cricket.
Yak Shack.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just heard about the Yak Shack and thought I'd call. I'm not quite caught up, but just wanted to say, hey, Mike, congratulations on the birth of your son. Guess we'll see where this turns out.
Yak Shack.
5 years later.
That's pretty funny.
Not caught up.
That's pretty funny. That sounds like maybe a little alcohol motivated, which
I
is
thought
fun.
so, yeah, I like that.
Or just a funny guy, just a guy that was chill. That made me laugh. That was going to play another one. All right. This is going well. I feel completely at ease. I don't feel like we're hitting landmines here. Let's
go to Bill. Bill in Baltimore.
TMOS Yak Shack.
Are you hold on? Stop. All right. Stop. Are you going to play the jingle every single time? Don't play do not play I know you love jingles more than anybody. You'll ruin it if we play it every time.
Ruin it or enhance it?
No, I love Ben McDaniel and it's fantastic, but playing it every time.
Just sometimes then.
Yes, you're going to have to discipline yourself.
Okay, it won't be this time though. We'll sprinkle it. Like
Let's
it's
play
a seasoning, not a protein.
Right. Without the jingle.
No jingle at the beginning or the end.
You looking at me? Are you looking at me?
Are you looking at me, Mike? No jingle on this one.
You're coming back Tuesday, right?
Yes, Tuesday.
Yeah, I got him for like a week, so I just have to discipline.
Yeah, really,
him.
3 days. 3 days.
All right, let's play Bill from Baltimore.
Bill from Baltimore.
Thank you.
Hey, you panty waste. This is Bill calling from Baltimore, Maryland, trying to get on the show. Just sharing a little bit of my weekend. I had crabs all up on me and drank a lot of boxed wine. Great Baltimore weekend. Baltimore going scorchy. It's so awesome.
He's drunk.
Good to hear you on the show, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
No jingle.
That's Bill from Baltimore.
It's Bill from Baltimore. That's
right. That was a good one. That was I like it. It's
Drunk
just
dial.
People enjoying their weekend. A happy time. Yeah, calling on the weekend. Calling on the weekend's fantastic.
I think that's
know
when
that
the Yak Shack is at its most crowded.
Well, it's also quite often when I do most of my calling, when I get really, really motivated and want to talk to people.
Motivated.
Motivated. Let's take another one, and maybe every third call. You know what?
I'll
Use your
surprise
discretion.
I'll surprise you.
Discipline yourself.
Mike, I want you to throw it now, please, to Brian in Ocean City.
All right, Brian in Ocean City.
Hey guys, I think you hit on something really big here with the Yak Shack, and I want to encourage all the other listeners. Can I pause it for a second?
Can I pause it?
Yeah.
Is it me? Am I being overly critical, or does everyone sound like they're calling on a 1980s phone from their downstairs bathroom?
Yes.
Is it me?
Mike, the Yak Shack,
is that our technology, or is it the Yak Shack?
The Yak Shack only accepts calls from phones that have curly cords.
I mean, it's just like, hey guys, I'm calling right now. It sounds like they're all on speaker.
I think either they're on speaker or they're on Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's not it's not the Shack. The Shack is fine. It's the people.
Great insulation in the Shack.
Where's this guy from again?
Well, let's start from the front. This is from Ocean
City.
And it's Brian.
Hey guys, I think you hit on something really big here with the Yak Shack, and I want to encourage all the other listeners, call in, get out, say your piece, just keep it to a sentence or two, and let's all have fun with this. Hey guys, love you all, especially love Pony Boy and Rob. Woo! The other guy, not Rob Spiewak. The other Rob.
Rob Ford.
Okay, guys. Have fun. Bye-bye. Oh, Brian from Ocean City.
Yak Shack.
I like there's just an alcohol thread coming through.
There's a flavor. There's a bit of a taste.
This is our listening base. God bless.
This is fun.
Tastes like a dorm room, doesn't it? Just a little bit of smell of beer.
I like the Yak Shack.
Mike, Georgia is where Ben is calling from.
All right, Ben from Georgia.
Hey, boys. This is Ben from Georgia. I'm going to be coming up sometime in October, I think.
He's driving.
I was wondering if I could find out the location of the secret monument that everybody knows about.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Ben, it's Ben?
Ben from Georgia.
Ben from Georgia. Let me speak to this because I was kind of duped during my bachelor party with Carla. My buddy Jerky took us all out to the Washington Monument and said nobody's ever seen this. There are congressmen that haven't seen this, and there are little areas. There's a little area near the monument. It's up near the Washington Monument where there's like a manhole cover, and when you lift the manhole cover up, you look down, and it's a mini Washington Monument. And now I thought this was super secret. I think shortly after I talked about it being such a super secret thing, you guys found it online.
Yeah,
where people had taken pictures of it. But you can.
It's some sort of seismic marker.
Yeah, that may have been used.
The urban legend
purposes of building the
wasn't it for the Chinese?
I don't know if it was Chinese.
There was a lot of rumors. A
it.
lot of rumors floated about that it might have been for non-English speaking workers on the monument, but I think
to show what they were trying to go for.
But I think the actual purpose of it's a seismic marker underground, so they can check for the shifting of Earth during an earthquake or something. That's what I found.
Yeah, and it's not. We're not sure what it is, but it's there.
But it does look just like the Washington Monument, but much smaller.
And I'm not sure. The one thing I will tell you is I'm not sure you'll be able to have access to it.
No.
We had access to it. That was one of the. I had when I finally found the woman I wanted to stay married to. It was wonderful, and we've been, we're going. Carla and I have been together
Going
16
strong.
years.
Yes.
16 years. We'll have our 10th wedding anniversary coming up in September.
Woo!
But I have to say, this was the best bachelor party a person could ever have.
Bagpipes,
We
police
had
vans.
We had police bagpipes. We had the Fraternal Order of Police van complete
Man.
with siren and lights.
Damn,
which
Daniel.
you put me, and I was not driving, but I got to sit in the front seat, and you put me up there. And I remember, I think, saying early on,
This
to
is my favorite
friend,
part of the story.
I said to my friend Pete, I said, I promise you, I will not hit the siren or the. And we pulled out of the driveway. And I went, John Mulaney, and then I remember pulling up in front of Camelot, the strip joint here in town, and there was
Classy
a lady.
affair.
There was a yeah, it was a classy.
Did you
affair.
ever think when you were doing that you'd someday work across the street?
From Camelot?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Good Guys. Forgive me. I confused my
No,
strip
Good
clubs.
Guys is we might have gone there too. I don't remember, but I
Both
remember
great.
getting on the PA and going, and we went, "Beep, beep, beep, beep," and I said, "Ma'am, get out of. You have to get that out of the way." You have to, and she jumped in the car and moved it, and we were.
So
and
you
I
had
got
parking in front of the
I
place?
got 8 guys back in the van just going, blah! And it was fantastic. We pulled off at 395 and peed on the street. It was incredible.
And
Best
true or
bachelor
false?
party.
True or
Yes.
false? At the beginning of the party, you
Yes.
were shy about having a fuss made over you, and you said,
Oh, yes.
you did not
okay.
want bagpipes to
Because
announce
Jerky
your.
got the DC bagpiper from the DC police pipes, and they piped me in every bar we went into. And I remember early in the evening, I was like, oh, God, all right. And I had my head down, and I'm walking in. By the end of the evening, I would get out of the van and go, where's my bagpiper? Where is my bagpiper? But the bachelor party started out quite romantically as we went to the Washington Monument and not only saw this special super secret thing, but went up while the monument was closed. This was very, very exciting, and we went up to the top of the monument. And it was really, really special. It was at night. It was super, super cool. And then on the way back, I may have gotten really out of hand with the siren and stuff like that. Where we're on Route 66 and I'm going, and he's like, turn it off. Turn it up. It was a good time.
Didn't the monument have something to do with your engagement?
Yeah, Jerky, which, by the way, we still need to have in studio.
He is. I've spoken with him.
He put his retirement papers.
He wants to come in May when it's very close to the actual day of retirement.
Okay, all right, that's good. We should have a retirement party.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice.
We should. That
For
would be
Officer
fun
Jerky,
on air.
yes.
Jerky facilitated the engagement to my beautiful wife, Shannon.
It was an arranged marriage.
As he called her parents and called my parents and said how many pesos and how many dollars would be exchanged for this arranged marriage. I shall help you make this and help you facilitate this engagement at the top of the Washington Monument in a private affair in the middle of the evening when it was closed. And he gave Shannon and I exclusive access.
So cool.
And went straight to the top.
That's so cool.
Yes.
It's so cool. I mean, he's a good guy, good friend of the show. Let's play one more, and then we got to start the show. But let's play one more on the Yak Shack. And by the way, Yak Shack, an overwhelming success. You can call it anytime, 888-920-MORE, 888-920-6673, and we will take your phone calls at all times, weekends, when you're loaded. Good time to do it.
All right, Mike, the final call of today goes to Jim from Appleton, Wisconsin.
TMOS Yak Shack.
Hey guys, this is Jim from Appleton, Wisconsin. Just wanted to call in because Mike, it's probably a month ago, he was giving us a hard time for our Wisconsin accent, and I didn't necessarily hear it. So I was at my kid's basketball game, and one of the dads starts yelling, "Hey Jack, Jack!" I'm like, "Oh my God, he talks like Mike says." And then he does it again. He says, "Jack, pass the ball." And then one more time, "Jack, pass it to Matt." I'm like, oh my God, almost every word in the sentence. Couldn't believe it. So anyway, thanks for the show. Bye.
Yak Shack.
And my favorite thing about that is that he was calling the Yak Shack.
Yak Shack.
Yak
Yes.
Shack.
Jack, pass the ball to Matt. Yeah. Run back. Madison, Wisconsin. That's great. Yak Shack hit, start show. Good stuff. Very good. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Pa, we've had a lot of Saturday night parties here on the Ponderosa, but this is the best one we've ever had.
Sure nice to have all the neighbors here, too. And say, I never heard Slim Duncan and the boys play any better.
Boo! Hey, boy, you ought to try a little Sanchez yourself. That little Annie Simpson's the best dad burn dancer in the whole of our territory.
You mean she was the best dad burn dancer? Right now, Doc Burns is treating her for a broken toe.
Huh?
Yep. He's kidding.
Oh, dadgummit,
Hoss,
you and your Josh.
you're a moron.
Anyway, while you and the others catch their breath from all that dancing, why don't we have a song like Sourwood?
No!
Hey, yeah. We Cartwrights will take the verses and everybody else join in on the chorus.
Wait, hold on there, Adam. Hold on now. We haven't sung together in a long time. We mightn't remember the verses.
Hey, everyone, here comes the cake.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to
Hoss is a moron.
Boys, I just don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed. This is what all the secrecy was about.
We've been planning it for weeks, Pa.
Took a little bit of doing, too, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. But why this particular day?
Because it's your birthday.
Oh, Adam, we all know my birth records were lost.
Well,
I've never known my
also.
birth date.
Well, we do now. Took a lot of letter writing, but we finally traced the daughter of your old family minister, who had recorded it also.
That's wonderful. Real thoughtful of you fellas.
Shut up.
I've always missed having a regular birthday. How old am I?
Oh, you'd be surprised, Pa.
You did.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Fellas, how about a song in honor of Pop?
Wait a minute. There's something I'd like to say.
What?
Well, maybe I can say it best in this song.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
I enjoyed that trip down memory lane from the old Don and Mike show. That's a lot of fun. Live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., this is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, is a worldwide podcast and radio show with a family of listeners who are unrivaled in their love and support for the program. If you're a first-timer, sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained. And for our longtime friends, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spreading the word every day about TMOS. From Arcade, New York to Vader, Washington, from Fort Dodge, Iowa to Stafford, Virginia, from Rome, Italy to Gaul, Sri Lanka. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by FabFitFun.
Yes.
The FabFitFun box came to the O'Mara household, and Mrs. O'Mara is very, very happy. She is delighted. Do you love discovering new products? Then you need FabFitFun. FabFitFun allows women everywhere to discover new products that they will adore. It is a fun, better way to shop, and I am not lying when I tell you, when this thing arrives, it's like, Carla, the FabFitFun box came, and she's like, don't touch it and don't open it. Thank you, and I love you too. How about champagne body scrub?
Oh, yeah.
Or a beautiful floral kimono-style robe. Or sunglasses and a jump rope. For those of you that want to be fit. How great is that, huh? FabFitFun makes a great gift for a loved one or even yourself. Everything you get is full size, no samples of anything at an incredible discount. They're fantastic. They get full size stuff, and the retail value of the spring box is $350. Carla flips out when she gets it because there's stuff in there that's full size that she adores. Sign up for FabFitFun today. FabFitFun boxes always sell out. Use the code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99, Oscar Santana.
If you've got a birthday around the corner or a special occasion, an anniversary,
he has a birthday coming up.
Send this to your significant other, to her work. And
you look like a king.
You look like a king, and it'll be a gift that goes every month. You're like, look, not that I just got you something for the anniversary or the birthday.
There it is.
Coming every month.
Look, I am not, when I endorse a product, we get them, they give them to us, and we test them out, For $39.99, I am not kidding you. You are going to be a hero. And if you're in the dating game, oh my God. Go to fabfitfun.com. Use my code TMOS to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. It's actually funny the way she reacts to the FabFitFun box now.
I looked at like a really special water bottle, and I'm not talking about your plastic one. I'm talking about these
I know,
designer ones.
I know what you're
think
talking
the
about.
Swell water bottles. I was like, can I get one of those? No.
Yep.
No, I would like one of those. You got water at work. I like to drink out of one of those.
Sure.
They're that nice.
It's mine.
All right, we have to talk about this.
Yes, please.
And we start the show talking about this because I think I'm like a lot of you. I'm so pissed off. Let me just give you the details on this story. Lori Loughlin, was she Full House? Is that where she's from?
And also a million Hallmark movies. She does a lot of those, yeah.
Yeah, the girl next door.
Yeah.
Right. And Felicity Huffman. They could be in big trouble. They just got
Mrs.
busted.
Macy, Mike.
Yeah, they got busted as part of. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to this because this was all over the news yesterday.
Listen.
I'm just rehashing. Okay,
Yeah.
Hey, listen. They got busted as part of a massive nationwide college admissions scandal. The depth of how people will cheat in life sometimes stuns me. I don't have the chip. I maybe would be better off if I did. I've done a little crap probably that I can't even remember. But I mean, to do this,
We all got dirt, Mike.
this is the biggest
But
one
not
of our
Laughlin dirt, not Hoffman dirt, Huffman dirt.
Huffman. Okay, can I continue? Yes. Thank you. Jesus. Our biggest, this is the biggest college admission scandal our Justice Department has ever investigated. They are calling it Operation Varsity Blues. The official charges against both of these women are conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. Here's what was happening in a nutshell. A man named William Singer, that's the guy that sets this whole thing up. He set up a fake charity that rich people would pay into. In exchange, he would fraudulently get their kids into some of the top schools in the country. If you haven't heard this, you're going to be pissed off like I was.
Yes.
This is how he does it. Sometimes with straight up bribes, where he would bribe people in admissions. But Singer would also help students cheat on college entrance exams, or he'd even fake athletic credentials for them. Faking athletic credentials to the point of they didn't even play the sport.
Right.
This is stunning in its dishonesty. That often included staging photo shoots. So that, when I thought, I was saying to my wife last night, well, maybe the kids weren't in on it. No, the kids were in on it.
100%, they'd have to be.
Staging photo shoots of the student playing a sport or taking pictures of another athlete and photoshopping their face on them. This is parents doing this just to get their kid into college. People are scum. I couldn't believe it. People were paying from thousands to millions of dollars to get their kids into schools like Georgetown.
Right here.
UCLA, USC, Stanford, Wake Forest, Yale, and others. Singer has been running this scam since 2011.
Wow.
Man.
I just, for the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of students that may have gotten rejection letters who, had the merits to get into these schools. I'm so angry at this, I can't even describe it. Now, let me tell you about Felicity. All right? Huffman, probably remember Desperate Housewives, William Macy's wife. She reportedly paid, this is a minor one compared to everybody else, she paid $15,000 to help her eldest daughter out. Because I guess being the daughter of like multi-millionaires who are superstars in television was not enough for the poor little lad or child, the girl.
Alas.
What happened was, this is what happened, $15,000 to help her daughter out. After she took the SAT, a proctor secretly corrected her wrong answers. I'm just...
Autocorrect.
I'm so numb on
Mike,
this. It's
something
so
you need to know
crazy.
that it actually touched close to the show. If you read the entire transcript, I think NBC broke the story yesterday. One of the guys who was taking tests for students was cited in the lawsuit. His name is Mark Riddell of Florida.
Twitch. And, oh my God.
And I started getting texts and emails saying, that's not our Mark Riddell, is it? So I texted Twitch yesterday. I said, how are we doing? are we in a scandal? And there was nothing for about 2 hours. And I said, yep, he's in on it. But he finally called me. And turns out he has nothing to do with it. But 2 news organizations, including ABC, called him and asked him for comment.
That's hysterical.
Of all
that
people.
Is so funny.
You work in the circus and help people cheat.
Yeah.
Circus cheating.
Amazing.
Must have walked in as a clown.
So it says that Huffman, when she did this, after she took the ACT, a proctor secretly corrected wrong answers. They almost didn't get the proctor they wanted, though. The feds have an email Felicity wrote to Singer in 2017 that says, quote, "Ruh-roh, looks like my daughter's high school wants to provide own proctor." How?
Ruh-roh?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Felicity and her husband
in an email.
No.
Felicity and her husband, William H. Macy, talked to Singer about doing it again for their younger daughter, but decided not to. That's nice of them. Macy was not charged, but that's kind of a technicality. They have evidence that he participated in talks for the younger daughter. That's really shameless. Ha, ha, ha. Thousands of people make that joke there. For those of you, I just thought everybody's making that joke, but stop it. That transaction never went through. Now, as for Lori Loughlin, she's the full house lady.
Massimo.
And Fuller
her
House.
husband.
She and her extremely wealthy husband, Massimo Giannulli, both got nailed. They allegedly paid, get ready for this, they paid $500,000 to have their 2 daughters designated as recruits to the USA crew team. USC crew team.
Wow.
Even though neither of them participated in the sport. I just, you know what, man? It's just such, you just wonder.
It's not all bad, Mike. Think about this.
What?
The Georgetown tennis coach.
What's wrong with you? It's not all bad. This story is all bad. I know it's not all bad around the cut. What?
The Georgetown tennis coach. How much do you think a collegiate tennis coach makes? The salary-wise.
I don't know.
Roughly $60,000 to $80,000, depending on how prestigious the program is.
Yeah, but also free balls.
This gentleman, thank you. This gentleman pulled in $3 million from 12 separate families.
This is the USC crew
This is
guy?
the Georgetown tennis coach.
Oh, the Georgetown tennis coach. Okay, that was in the Post, right?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine saying, okay, look, just go to Dick's, grab a tennis racket, send me this check, send me an iPhone, high-definition HDR photo of your kid at a tennis court.
Smiling.
We're going to print that out, put it on the form, and send the check to this charity, and then it'll be siphoned back to me, and I'll make $3 million if I'm the coach.
Unbelievable.
$3 million. The question is, does he have to give this money back?
You bet. He'll have the money probably, but he'll be in jail.
Can you go to
and
jail
the schools
for that?
are going to be. Of course you.
The tennis coach. He got fired, but does he go to jail?
I don't know. Even though neither of them participated in the crew sport, the feds say they just sent the school pictures of the girls on rowing machines.
The timing of
the
this
due diligence is amazing. I thought it was like you prepare your kids, and if they have an aptitude in a sport, you drive them all over the country. You parents that are getting them in these sports so that they can be hone their craft, and then they get evaluated by people that come down. I thought that's what it was.
Also,
all about.
The timing of this for me is really weird because Julia was just accepted to her first choice school on Tuesday, which is huge at our house because we were waiting on it for a long, long time. But that required portfolio review and everything because she got into an arts program.
Doing it the right way.
And this is, I offered a check, but they said $30, don't bother. But the thing is that she has been working at this for years and years and years. And when she got that acceptance letter, what we call the big envelope, and there's screaming and there's jumping and there's dancing, it's a truly, truly great moment. And to think that these people circumvented the entire process that I've been sweating for 3 years, it pisses me off too.
So, charges, let me just finish the story and then we can talk about it. Charges have been filed against dozens of people, including exam administrators, school athletic coaches, and parents. It's not clear if they'll go after any of the kids, so they don't know yet whether they're going to do that. And the colleges themselves seem to be off the hook, at least for now. That all depends on how far up the chain it went. I think when you get this kind of scummy behavior, it's people low down that colleges don't know this is going on. Felicity was reportedly arrested by FBI agents with their guns drawn early yesterday morning.
Raid.
Wow.
Her bond was set at $250,000, and she was ordered to surrender her passport. Lori would have received the same treatment, but she was out of the country.
Of course. I wonder if she's any hurry. Is there any hurry for her to return?
She is expected to surrender today. And these women have ruined their lives and ruined their careers. Their reputations are done. They will not work in the business anymore.
Oh, I disagree. Everybody likes a comeback story, Mike, and they just cheated their kids way into college. They're loving parents.
No, not going to happen, Oscar. I'm sorry. I know you like a comeback story.
They're not going to be on Full House. Guarantee they'll be on Full House next season. She'll be on Full House season 4 of the reboot.
They're going to be in a show called Big House.
I don't look. This is terrible. I get it. They're cheating.
Are you this immoral around our business and the way you treat me? I'm just kind of curious.
I don't have
that.
Control over our
celebrating
business. Celebrating
this.
Over the business.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that answers that question. Okay.
What?
What's with you, dude? Are you worried about you getting sick?
No,
What's going
I'm
on?
not getting sick. I'm saying this is a white collar crime. They're not.
Right.
The idea that you would say they'll never work again is that's not going to be a fact. They're going to work again. If anything, I understand the passion that people feel cheated and parents feel cheated. I get that.
But they're the face of this scandal.
Can I tell you something?
Okay.
You don't have children, so you really don't get that.
Okay.
And you don't have children that have both tried to get into college and gotten into college, and what's gone the process involved
that may
in that.
be the fact.
You really don't
okay,
get
that is a fact. But do you?
You should be able to empathize.
Do you
Mr.
agree with me?
Johnny, argue, defend the fucks. Let me explain this. Let me explain, Todd. Okay, all right, contrarian. Let me explain the way people are pissed off. People are pissed off at this because they will not be working in their industry anytime soon because scandals like this damage their career. That's the least of this. The fact that pisses parents off, just in case you're not aware of this, is that this is for every kid that has ever done it the right way, that's gotten that letter from whether it's Yale. You hear the stories about the 4.2s at Yale and all this, and I'm thinking of people that do it on the merits, but this is coming down to dollars and cents, and that's just, it's cementing what we've probably already known, but just to see it like this, especially when you consider the children of these people start out at the front of the line and then they take 20 extra steps and they still cheat. That's what pisses everybody off. And to say they won't work. Well, let me tell you, when they're splashed on the headlines, it's probably going to be extremely difficult for somebody that's with a production company that says, outside of a reality show, I want to promote my TV show on its merits. And, you might have a low-level show where any publicity is good publicity. I'm just saying the elevated status that both of these women enjoyed in show business is forever
not be the same.
And particularly
I agree with you.
the brand that Lori Loughlin has presented for the past 20 years of the good girl, the girl next door.
She never broke out. My point would be for her, these two actresses, one who's not working as much as she used to, and the other who is on a Netflix show. These middle ground shows, they're not going to be affected in that manner, my personal opinion.
You mean the ladies themselves?
Well, I think the ladies themselves, after they deal with this court process, if there's a season 4 of Full House, I think she'll be back on the show as Aunt Becky, and then
that'd be interesting to see. We'll see. We'll have to watch. It's irrelevant.
That was my point because you said they'll never work again. I said I disagree with that.
Maybe Aunt Becky will participate like they do on some sitcoms. Remember when they wrote Chrissy out of Three's Company and all her scenes were phone calls?
So
maybe she'll just be phoning in.
Let me add.
All right, we got a break. We got a break. We'll come back and talk more about this. And Oscar will, for some reason, piss me off about this story. We'll do that, and we'll come back with more. And that's it. Now he's happy.
We can't just agree,
right.
Mike.
By the way, I control everything. Remember that. I control everything. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills.
Connecting with the Mike O'Mara Show has never been easier. Introducing
Yak Shack.
Yak Shack.
Yak Shack.
Yak Shack.
All you need is a phone to tap the touch tones at 1-888-920-6673 and leave a message.
Phone calls from you so you can get your voice on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Call anytime because the Yak Shack never closes.
The sky is the limit for the Yak Shack.
Taking your calls at 1-888-920-6673.
I've got me a cell phone and it's ready to call, and I'm calling the TMOS Yak Shack.
Call now.
Yes. Leave us a yak at the TMOS Yak Shack.
Yes.
Woo!
Wish we'd gotten to more of them. We will play them at any time. If there's one that jumps out, you'll hear that on the show every day.
Of course.
You never know. It was a great hit today. I love it. Keep them coming. We appreciate that. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone. Breaking news from Cornerstone First Financial. Interest rates are down a full percentage point from their peak last fall. Thanks to the economy slowing down, the Fed has taken a less aggressive approach and implied that there will be at most 2 more rate increases. Instead of the 4 they had originally predicted, rates are back around 4%. And with the spring home market right upon us, it's time to act.
Act now.
Act. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or consolidating debt, Cornerstone guarantees you the lowest rate. Work with the friends of TMOS and save some dough. Now licensed in California, along with Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, and Colorado. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them at 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're talking about the college scandal. All right, so what's wrong with you? How come you're not more happy and giddy to be going to Arizona?
Let me ask
Are you worried
something.
about the trip?
No,
or
you're
what?
projecting on me. You're projecting on me because.
But you seem like does he not? Hold on, shut up. Does he seem like he's in a bad mood to you?
You asked me a
He
question.
seems like he's in a contrary mood.
Yeah, in that like where he's something's on his mind, something's bothering.
You're on your soapbox saying that these women will never work again, and
all right, so that's over. We discussed that.
But you didn't let me give you my take here. Do you know what the
Oscar's
context?
take.
Do you know what the context for these academic scholarships are, and why they use why they use sports scholarships in order
not ones for speech therapy
in order to get across in order to get these students into the actual schools? What they would do is say, look, you're on the crew team. They would get them into the school. They would be accepted, and then they would never row crew.
Right.
Well, I know all of that.
So that falls off. That they can get in with lower test scores. They can get in with lower overall credentials. They get in, they fall off. And then what some people are alleging is that it was a victimless crime because in the long run, they would pull in the people they wanted after the fact. So that's what I'm saying is that there's that.
It doesn't change the fact that the spots that they took
initially
would have been occupied by academically a better student. That's so.
And they cheated.
The fact. Are you talking about in terms of the crew team would get the person they would want?
What I'm
saying, that's not the issue. I know that.
Yes.
The issue is not that they would get the crew person. They would take a spot from a kid that's deserving.
Well,
doesn't matter the crew part, the athletic part, whether it's the crew team or that's not the point.
Which leads me to my overall point. The reason why you can get the reason why you can get to these people is they're not paid enough. They're not paid enough in academics.
So what does that mean? Why, explain to me how that I'm not paid enough. You're not paid enough. Rob's not paid enough.
Well,
explain how that legitimizes any of this.
Well, it doesn't.
You're making it sound well. This was perfectly. You're almost making. You're sounding almost accepting of this because the crew coach or the tennis coaches were not paid enough.
Well,
if that's the
criteria,
let's all rob everybody.
No, it's not that black and white. Is when people are shocked to hear this. I wasn't necessarily shocked after I processed.
I wasn't shocked. I was pissed.
Okay, well that's two different stories.
And a lot of people are pissed, and you're not pissed at this?
Most people. When I saw this news yesterday, and Rob brought up in the middle of the day, he's like, "Did you see this breaking news about Mark Riddell?" And then we found out he wasn't the cheating guy.
I'm not sure I'd have him take a test for me for anything.
I said, man. I was like, I knew that people in power could buy their way into schools by endowing, their family endows a building, right?
So that's done too.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Hopefully the whole thing gets a little bit
so that happens all the time.
Under scrutiny, yeah.
So if you compare the two, we did Big O and Dukes yesterday. I got home, I watched the news again. I found out about that $3 million payment to the tennis coach after the fact, around midnight last night. And I said, well, if 12 families are going to pay $3 million to the tennis coach to get into this school, and this guy is willy-nilly, clearly morally bankrupt, letting people into this program, and they're paying full price to get in. How does this affect two different worlds? One, what is the biggest difference between someone giving $2 million to a school and then their son or daughter gets allowed into the school, or just giving it to a private entity?
Because it's cheating and it's underhanded. And
are they both cheating?
No. Because if you donate a building and your name is on the building, I think it is very apparent that you gave that building. This is not slipping a check and photoshopping a photograph to make it look like something happened
that never
happened.
That's a good point, because then you're looking at the student that gets in, and, I think you're looking at a student that would probably be have some greater scrutiny. This is underhanded,
sneaky.
This is under.
I can see
this
that.
is the sneak factor.
I guess I'm just looking at the dollars.
But with that said,
let
me finish.
Yes.
What I agree with is, yeah, the whole tit for tat thing where you've got the
shock jock.
Thank you. The money's going in. Yeah, I don't like that either. But Rob's right. This is much more insidious. Hey, that's the reason they got the guns out and they're cuffing them. Okay,
Yeah.
This is fraud.
It's
this
illegal.
This is pure fraud. This is a crime. This is a crime that was committed, and nothing justifies that. And I get back to the original thing where kids beating their brains out to work their asses off, to get there, and for the kids that don't come from privilege, that are out there that have to, and it falls into the whole category of, the people that don't pay taxes, and
it's
the whole society where we just kind of
it's tax fraud.
I have
as
the
well,
money,
right?
I might as well look the other way. Yeah,
100%,
lots of fraud everywhere. Everywhere you look at it.
I'm probably the only one in the room because I'm privileged actually to be at the University of Maryland with the work that they do now. So I was there 3 weeks ago, and I'm outside the academic dean's office.
Mike, did you know he got his master's?
Did you know I was a fellow at the Smith School of Business?
Hey, you're one of my favorite
Thank
fellas.
you. Appreciate that. And I remember waiting for the dean, and I'm outside his office, and he says, I understand. He's on the phone call. He goes, I understand, sir. We've seen what you've given to the school over the past 20 years. We appreciate that, but we can't compromise our academic credentials.
And then the dean said, but cash that check, I'm going to need to see a major form of identification and a driver's license.
And
yeah. So you're telling me University of Maryland squeaky clean?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I've never.
You never know. They're too big.
I've never, at least the business school and for that academic dean.
Why are you yelling at us?
I'm not yelling at you. I'm passionate. I can't be passionate. I'm sitting here. I'm like, and I
did the show last night, and by the way, I'm a fellow.
Don't be jealous, Mike. Don't be jealous. So
not jealous of you, pal. Never been.
No, it's fine because I celebrate.
Sorry,
you
I'm
and
proud of
everybody
you.
else.
I'm
Yes.
proud of you. I'm not.
So,
you're what? Because you what?
I celebrate all of you. You're my family. I love you guys.
Okay.
So I say
that's why you rubbed Rob's nose in it about being a fellow, but that's okay.
Well, no.
That's not exactly celebrating
I rubbed
people.
Rob's nose about
you
a show
came
being
in all
canceled.
full of piss and
That's what I
vinegar.
did
You're working too
the other
hard.
day.
You're burning the candle at both ends.
And I said,
came in a terrible mood.
I said to the dean, I said, "What was that about?" And he goes, "Well, people think they can buy their way into school." Pretty impressive response. They can't. Not everywhere. Not everywhere.
Well, I'm sure there's integrity throughout the system. I'm not sure, though, what we're arguing about. I think this should be
universal. If you can buy a building.
Okay.
I don't know if you should be allowed to buy a building to get into school. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you can endow and be like okay with that.
Suck the life out of me today. This
think
is so Todd Moore-ish, where you're just being contrarian a little bit, and you're being. I don't want to. There occasionally, Oscar. I think it's really, really good to spotlight bad behavior, so maybe bad behavior doesn't take place again. You can justify everything. This is the land in the world we live in, and this is what your generation doesn't really understand. False equivalency everywhere. You can find it everywhere. Yes, it's the same as donating a building
but it's
to
not.
a degree, but it's not when it comes to parents that had more money. Where is the son? You don't have the chops. You're going to go to a lesser tier school. The idea of you're driven and you're successful and take no prisoners and step over anybody you want. And if you can't get what you want on the merits, you just
buy your way in.
You beg, borrow, steal, cheat, because that's the American way. And I feel as though that is alive and well today more than it's ever been. It's celebrated from the very top of our society. And we've got to get back. The pendulum has to, the moral bankruptcy that you mentioned is just, I read this, and it's not Felicity Huffman or Lori Loughlin. It's the idea that this crap from people, it could be anybody of privilege that does this. It just, and for somebody that watched, my own story, where I was just sitting there and hoping and praying that I would get into a college with my, I didn't want to say SE, my SE SAT scores, and I had a decent GPA, but it was a struggle. And then I transferred to a school because I had to get my GPA up. to get into the school that I really wanted to go to, and I still didn't get the transfer that I wanted. This just stabs me in the, it's like if mommy and dad, and I'll tell you something, if my parents had money, which they didn't, my old man, God rest his soul, would no more have even breathed on something like this. And it just amazes me that people at this level in life that have achieved so much and have so much money are just so completely without any code whatsoever.
We agree there.
It makes me want to barf.
And also, look at the very
that's
basis.
Why I get hot about it.
The basis of the scam is something so insidious, a fake charity. Think of that.
Yeah.
That's the baseline.
The original guy was at $21 million.
Yes, exactly.
$25 million. That guy. It just But I tell you, is it me because I have kids that went through this and I went through this? Is it me that for somehow the parents that are doing this that enabled this scumbag?
Well, it's lazy
this is a garden
parenting, right?
variety con man.
Of course.
It's lazy parenting because you find out. I would say in the high school years, like, oh, this is not working out the way I thought it would be with all the nannies and not being interested. And now they got to go to college, and I don't want to be embarrassed about if they're going to make it to USC or not in the Laughlin situation. And then what happens is the girl who has 2 million, her daughter has 2 million followers on Instagram. Instead of saying, hey, why don't you go hot goods with what God gave you, and you're following online, you don't have to go to college because you don't have to go to college. You go to trade school if you wanted to, or become a model like your mom.
$500,000 will get you into a very good trade school.
But it's the parent. Look, while I believe it's kids' fault for faking those pictures, I also know it's the parents dictating what they think the kid should have. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's despicable, and it's really, really despicable. So
we can agree there, Mike. We can agree there.
Yeah. Well, thank God for that. All right, we have to take a break. Jesus Christ, he's a friggin' hammer.
I love that you two are getting together. It's nice.
I thought he was going to be like, come in all bouncing off the walls like you are when you're going on a vacation.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't have that chip. He's not a happy guy.
No, he's not a happy
Hey,
person.
I'm right here.
Anyway.
I'm right here.
All right.
Yeah, I know. God, don't I know it?
I'm still here.
Yeah, thank you. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara
Let's
Show.
talk Brexit when we come back.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Sully from Dorchester, Mass. A TMOS listener since 2004, the year the Sox broke their curse. Do you want to throw a wicked awesome St. Patty's Day party? Then get your green cups, your saucers, your hats, your tablecloths, your streamers by clicking on the Shop Walmart tab on MikeOMaraShow.com. Get delivered, and you don't have to deal with all the traffic on the Central Artery. It's a freaking nightmare getting to Saugus. Now for the beer and liquor, you still need to go to your local package store. But for everything else, remember to go to the Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center. And now, back to the Grand Marshal of this parade, diehard Sox fan, and a good Irishman, Mike O'Mara.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Joybird. Joybird is online furniture shopping that lets you create the space and furniture that bring you joie.
Love joy.
With Joybird, you get one-of-a-kind furniture made to your unique taste. Turn your ideas into reality. With hundreds of styles, colors, fabrics, options, they have a wide range of kid and pet-friendly upholstery options, plus free personal design consultants to achieve your perfect design. It's fun. Each Joybird piece is made by hand with care and precision using high-quality hardwood and responsibly sourced materials to fit your exact specs. And every piece comes with a limited lifetime warranty. Try the 365-day home trial. Sit on it, sleep on it, and break it in. If you don't love your Joybird, return it for a full refund, plus hassle-free in-home delivery. They'll even remove all the packing materials. See how Joybird is revolutionizing online furniture shopping. Create the furniture that brings you joy at joybird.com/TMOS. Go to joybird.com/TMOS and receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using the code TMOS. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. How's everybody doing?
How are you doing?
I was fine when I came in here today. I was all right.
Like we can't live in an echo chamber. We have to have a discussion. We have to have a back and forth.
Can't live in an echo chamber, Mike. Whatever the hell that means.
Echo.
I disagree. Agree.
All right, what's going on? You're leaving today for Arizona, and you're.
I get on a plane at 3 p.m.
You don't sound pumped. You sound like you're tired.
I've never
sick.
I've never been one to project my vacation on anyone. So I've never been this way. You say this every time I'm about to leave, and we do a show. You're like, "Why aren't you happier?" And I'll be happy when I get on the plane.
Well, it's a legitimate question.
Yes,
I would think that you would be kind of.
We've got a sweet hotel set up. I can't wait. Spared no expense. My wife and I are gonna have a fantastic time.
What kind of hotel?
Staying at the W, Mike.
Ah, yes,
W.
W.
Let me ask this: did you research the because yesterday the Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao flew on a 737 MAX. She and her staff flew from Austin, Texas to Washington, D.C. on a Southwest Airlines 737 MAX. It does turn out
the entire staff was in tears the whole time.
That's just so.
I love you just in case.
So did you research what you're going to be?
Researched last night. I will not be on. Now, to be clear, this can change at any moment because the airlines can change the plane from day to day. As of last night, and before I've gotten to the airport here today as we record in the morning, I am not on a 737 MAX. And I was asked, well, would you change your plane? Because a lot of people are changing their planes if they're on 737 MAX. Because American Airlines and Southwest, as Mike just mentioned,
so you would not.
Are the ones. I would not, but there are enough people that are doing so that Southwest is now letting them change their planes without it. They don't have change plane fees, but without
they're not doing a change fee.
Yeah, they're not doing a change fee. American, by the way, spared no expense. They're charging everybody.
Of course.
All right, so the Chow said that the department and the FAA will not hesitate to take immediate and appropriate action if they find out these planes are bad. It's scary because it's just it still falls into the category of I heard the sirens go off because there's a thunderstorm out on the golf course, but I don't see any black clouds. So there's no evidence that I have. You know what I mean? I feel that way about this.
Well, they don't have an answer. They don't have an answer.
They don't have an answer yet, and that's why a lot of countries and some airlines are grounding the fleet. Now, what about the Tamiflu thing?
How is Lori Loughlin getting back into the country?
The Tamiflu thing where you're
my wife
are you feeling like you may be ill?
No, my wife. This is the thing. My wife doesn't want vacation ruined, and
well, isn't that kind of on her?
And, well, yes. And Rob came in back early because he thought Rob Ford was going to take his job, and he said that he's not contagious, but we swear he is. We sent him home on Monday early because we're like, hey, man.
Because you've got it all figured out, and the doctor doesn't know anything.
4 days doesn't seem like it's enough.
Well, it was 6, but that's fine.
Well.
I mean, as someone who had the same flu, I felt.
How many days were you off?
I took 2.
2 days off.
Right.
6 days.
And
how many days?
Wednesday.
You were diagnosed Wednesday after you left
here. You were here on Wednesday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Thursday,
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is the 6th day.
Yes.
Right.
6 days. If you were anywhere else,
if you are 24 hours, if you are 24 hours without fever, without any medicine to control the fever, you are no longer contagious.
I was diagnosed on Thursday.
Yes.
I felt Saturday midday. I felt like a little bit better. Sunday, I resumed normal activities. Monday, I came back on the show. So I had the same schedule.
But you got off. You got off. You're at
but
home.
I'm not around.
You're at home.
I'm not around. But I still would have come back. I would have come back to work.
We're in broadcasting. That makes sense.
But also I felt fine. He sounded and looked and seemed fine on Monday. Are you saying that he gave you the flu?
So everybody here was worried that he was still contagious. And that's not just me. I just get to talk on the microphone. So we sent him home after work. We said, just go home. Just go home on Monday. Please don't sweat on anything. Don't touch too much. Go home.
Went home and I took a lot of medicine and I threw up and I suffered through a fever dream. That's what I did on Monday.
Did you throw up?
No, I felt fine on Monday. I wouldn't
You
come
never threw up during the flu?
No, it wasn't a stomach thing.
Did you see the mailbag on Tuesday? I mean, the man is not well, all right? So what I'm saying is this.
Now I hope he gets the flu.
Is that...
and cancer.
Is that...
He's wound up today. I don't know why.
Shannon says to me, she's like, look, Rob didn't look so hot earlier in the week.
Yeah, I didn't look beautiful like I always do.
You get to sit in the room with him for a couple hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, 2 hours. And the odds of you getting sick out of anybody here are high. Why not get Tamiflu just in case? So I kind of let that go on Monday. I was like, he's fine. He'll be okay. I'm the same.
So you don't think he should have come back as early as he did?
I think he should have because this is the business. But
this is most fun that Oscar gets to argue both sides. That way he always wins.
Oscar, you are impossible
It's like earlier
today.
in the show.
You are impossible to talk to.
Agreed.
But I'm gonna try to get straight answers out of you. So, do you think there is a chance that you might have picked something up from Rob Spiewak? Do you think there's a slight chance
30%
you may be
chance.
getting ill?
30%
Are you feeling symptomatic at all?
No. But my wife wants me to take it just in case.
I'm not sure that Tamiflu is a just-in-case medicine.
It's probably not.
I think
you probably don't want to take it.
You take it when you get a fever. As soon as you
get a
fever.
prescription for it too.
You do, absolutely.
I have access to that, Mike. Access.
You do because you've got a medical family.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jeez, I don't know what's going on.
So Shannon made a call to a family member of ours, and it is waiting across the street, just in case.
You mean the prescription is there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you get what he got, the prescription will do one thing. I think
shorten it.
It will shorten it.
Yes.
And alleviate symptoms.
But is there a part of you who thinks there might be a chance?
Well,
Because that would stress me out. I'd be in a horrible mood like you're in today.
When enough
if that was
people
the case.
will tell you, like the one person in your life you care about says, yeah, no, just in case it might ruin. You've got a live show on Saturday. Be proactive. You can't disappoint. You can't go in there with the flu if you have the flu. And I was like, I don't have the flu. And then she calls my brother, and my brother has to do something about it because I'm being stubborn for some reason.
Okay, I can't imagine that.
not me.
I've never known you to be stubborn at all.
Very out of
Very
practical.
Very practical.
I think it might actually be sickness right there.
Numbers.
What?
Numbers are constant, Mike. I don't have a fever. I took my temperature this morning. I was like, I'm fine.
Right. And I control the show. All right, very good. Thank
do?
you. We'll
There's
take a
nothing wrong
break.
with that.
We'll oh, shut up. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Hara
I hope he
Show.
feels better.
Get him to the airport, for Christ's sake.
Hello, this is internet sensation.
You
stare at your
Toddy.
computer all
Hi,
day.
Toddy.
Well, at least it's better than
Saw Toddy
staring
at a
at
bus stop the
Santana
other day.
Moss.
Did you? No
Face it,
kidding?
Oh,
You're
so sad.
addicted. So,
We're playing
if you're
a
staring
promo.
at your computer anyway, you might as well be staring at the Mike O'Mara Show YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/Mike O'Mara Show and click the bell to subscribe to our page. Now, you can see Mike make fun of Rob's big head or laugh at Oscar while he gets his head shaved. So hit up the TMOS YouTube page and watch all of the episodes that your computer-loving mind desires. Or just throw your computer out the window. Because if you're not watching us on YouTube, you're not using your computer for the right things anyway. Thank you.
Did Toddy have
Welcome
the flu
back.
when you saw him?
No, but he was dressed nice.
That's good.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This is an interesting program today. Brought to you by Stamps.com. Here's a fact of life. No one has time to go to the post office. The traffic, the parking, the lines, lugging your packages. It's a hustle. It's a hustle, man. It's a giant hustle. That's exactly why you need Stamps.com. We feel so strongly about Stamps.com that we never play music in back of a Stamps.com commercial.
This is true.
Because we want you to know that they eliminate trips to the post office and they save you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com brings all the services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your computer. They can handle it all.
All of it.
All of it. They'll do it all.
All of it.
Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, package, any class of mail, wherever you want to send it. They handle you handle it to your mail. I'm sorry. They hand what? Then hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox.
And they do it all?
They do it all. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. It's no wonder over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com, and enter the code TMOS. We thank you for that, and it is time for news you may not need in the echo chamber.
News!
Boo!
Mike, you love me.
Not today, I don't. All right.
You know what I love about news, Mike? You cover it all.
Cover
Both
it
sides.
all. Both sides equal.
That's right. You decide.
Even when there's one story that everybody's supposed to be angry about.
Democracy dies in darkness.
So true.
Unreal. Comedian Josh Ostrovsky. Have you ever heard about this guy? His name is the Fat Jew. That's the name. That's his stage name.
Yeah.
He's better known by that name. He became friends with Madonna a while back.
Madonna.
And he was surprised how cool and fun she was. They even had a sleepover where she let him prank call people on her phone, including Bono. but that's by far not the strangest thing they did. Here's what he says, and I'm not sure where he said it, but apparently he said it. He said, quote, "We were watching effed up internet videos of guys having relations with the blowholes of beached whales."
Hey, how about that? They watched it all.
I don't think she's necessarily into that, but she said, let's watch weird internet videos. Who knows? But because it's Madonna, this guy has exploded, and everybody's talking about Madonna's fetish that she likes to watch.
I'm somehow more into the fact that they prank called Bono. How would you prank call Bono? What would you say?
Hey, Bono, do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Bloody, I don't know.
Well, let him out. All right, now look, you know I'm a Giants fan, right?
Yes.
The New York Giants are in a funk, and the Cleveland Browns are on the rise.
Yes.
The Cleveland Browns making a lot of moves. The Giants, meh. This could help both teams continue on their current trajectories. The Giants have traded Odell Beckham Jr. All right. I'm not a fan of his personality. His talent, he's one of the greatest receivers in the NFL.
Wasn't he one of the few bright spots in the Giants universe?
When he's healthy. Now, with that said, if you can get a lot for him, I'm not sure whether this is the deal of deals, but I think I know the weak link. Look, we'll see. This could be the Giants turning the ship. Cleveland's got that bad legacy. Well, I don't know. They've traded Odell Beckham Jr., one of the best receivers in football. They traded him to the Browns, where he'll get to catch passes from Baker Mayfield. What are the Giants getting in return? They're getting the number 17 and number 95 draft picks overall.
Oh, the 95 has always been a lucky one.
Plus, they get safety Jabril Peppers, which is one of the great... One of the great names in the history of football.
Do you think
Jabril Peppers?
Do you think President Obama is a big fan of Peppers?
I'm just happy that OBJ's going to Cleveland. The Giants are going to get little Jabril. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But it's going to be an interesting year for my beloved New York Giants.
It's strange. Well, it's not strange because of the dollars that he was due by the Giants, but that the Browns are actually going to spend this money to get him in.
Big bucks.
Yeah.
And, and look, that's a long-suffering franchise.
They were Elvis's favorite team.
All I know is it's really... the Browns were?
He loved the Browns.
It's looking like maybe I'm going to watch the first part of next season again and have my NFL rooting season over after 4 weeks.
You know,
that's
that's efficient. You're getting
with
done
Eli,
in 4
with
weeks.
Eli Manning going...
If he finds his way to the park.
We all know that the list of top-grossing movies of all time is dominated by Marvel, Star Wars, and James Cameron, a.k.a. Avatar and Titanic. But when you adjust for inflation, the list changes a bit. And Rob Spiewak, Gone with the Wind, takes the top spot.
Ooh.
Wow.
With an adjusted gross of $1.82 billion.
That doesn't surprise me because it was one of the first films to have major re-releases all throughout history.
Damn.
Here are the top-grossing movies of all time in the U.S. in today's dollars. Gone with the Wind, $1.82 billion. The original Star Wars, $1.61 billion. The Sound of Music from 1965, $1.29 billion. Adjusted gross of $159.3 million. I hate adjusted gross. Then we've got E.T., Titanic, The Ten Commandments. Is that Gone with the Wind?
This is Gone with the Wind. This is the Selznick music in front. Yeah.
What's Gone with the Wind about? Is
about
it
4 hours?
It's about this. It's about 4. It's about the South, and the Gone with the Wind is a family in the Confederate South.
Family that is
like a tornado movie.
No. It's a family that is adversely affected by the Civil War, and then a woman who rebuilds her life in the Reconstruction era while chasing a man that she's madly in love with, who ultimately leaves her in the end. Gone with the Wind refers to the fact, well, if you haven't seen it by now, but the Gone with the Wind refers to the fact.
1939, I think you're safe.
The style of their style of living before the war is Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
The next movies that are moneymakers: Jaws, Dr. Zhivago, The Exorcist. That was strange. I didn't expect. Yep. And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
And Mike, at number 21, Disorderlies.
Disorderlies, rated PG.
Are you excited to take a little, Michael, to the new re-release of Dumbo?
I had it not today, but I had it on my show prep yesterday. That the family we saw the trailer come on. It looks so sweet.
Yeah, it does.
And it's got who's Colin Farrell? Is that the name of the actor?
And Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. I'm excited to see. I hope it's good. God, I hope it's good.
Because the original Dumbo is an amazing movie. It's very, very sweet. I hope they are faithful to it.
I hope so. Yeah, so the answer is yes. And
I was
when
like,
it comes
if I
out,
had a kid, I'd go.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm going to creep alone in the theater.
And speaking of which,
we are going.
I hate to say this, do you know what else looks good? Is the trailer to the new Aladdin.
Oh, dropped yesterday, Mike.
With
Really
Will
looks
Smith?
great.
Yeah, and
Yes.
actually Will Smith doesn't look as scary or off as he did in the original preview they showed.
Jasmine is a smoke show.
Yeah.
All right. But the priority is Dumbo, and he's at that age.
You've
He doesn't
always
really-
said that, Mike.
The priority is Dumbo. He doesn't
Show
really.
title.
He doesn't really give a rat's ass, though. He really doesn't care.
Has he ever had a really big movie experience yet? One that he really liked?
No, I'm involving him in sports.
Okay.
I'll talk about that
Less
tomorrow. He's,
screen, more
yes,
sport.
That's absolutely. It's, outdoor space.
Well, the priority is Dumbo.
A new survey asked people all over the world to name their favorite type of cuisine, and the number one answer in the U.S. was American cuisine.
Chicken
Things
fingers!
like hot dogs, hamburgers, fast food, barbecue. 91% of Americans said they like it, but the rest of the world thinks it's just okay. 68% of foreigners who've tried our food think it's good. The 10 most popular types of food in the U.S. are American, Italian, no surprise there,
Right.
Mexican, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, Greek, French, Thai, and Caribbean food. The 10 most popular cuisines in the world
Worldwide.
are Italian, Chinese, Japanese, Thai, French, excuse me, thank you.
Does that taste like croissant?
Spanish, American in 7th place, Mexican, Indian, and Turkish.
I think that's, what, American food is really, if you get down to it, beyond fast food, what is it? It's steak. That's it.
Yeah, meat
That's-
and sandwiches.
Pie, yeah.
Thank you, Pony.
Have you ever had Indian before? I'm sure you guys have.
Yeah.
Best Indian I ever had was in Ireland.
Really?
Best Indian cuisine.
That's
Yep,
weird.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Yep.
There was a good Indian place near WJFK called Bombay Bistro.
I just had an Indian for the very first time like 3 weeks ago.
Did you love it?
It reminds me of Latin cuisine.
It's wonderful.
I can see
If
that,
it's
yeah.
good,
Spicy.
like anything else. If it's good, it's fantastic.
Yep.
If it's
So
good,
good. So
I'll
good.
go on a kick and I'll eat it a while. Guess what food from what country finished in last place?
Russian food.
Finland.
Oh.
Finnish food. I think dried cod. Whale fat. And now a little something. 21-year-old Alicia Johnson went to a Target near Stockton, California, where we have a lot of listeners.
Good place.
She went there on Saturday around 3:30 in the afternoon and did some shopping. Then she went into the grocery section, grabbed a 6-pack of beer, took it into one of the dressing rooms, and started pounding. She was in the dressing room for over an hour, and she drank 6 Stellas. Then she tried to walk out of the store with more than $200 worth of stuff in her cart. A security guard stopped her and called the cops. She is facing charges of shoplifting, petty theft, battery, and resisting arrest. When they asked Alicia why she did it, she said, "I don't know, I just have to pee." Thank you.
Think of all the trouble she could have avoided if she went to our website.
I know. And by the way, I heard she's getting into Georgetown.
Oh, that's
We'll
great.
take a break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Political Persuasions.
Hey, it's Chris Reitz with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I talked to former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele, who talks about the scandals engulfing the White House, and he lays out a pretty grim vision of the future if President Trump is reelected in 2020. Political Persuasions with very special guest Michael Steele. Download it today.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Hey, kids. What time is it? It's Wednesday.
Hump day.
Hey, kids, what time is it? It's time for shopping at the TMOS Shopping Center. It's right at our website, and it gives you unfettered access to Walmart, Target, and Macy's. Right now, Target has great deals on TVs. Get ready for March Madness. High-def deals all around Target. Walmart has $200 off the Galaxy S10. That's a smart way to buy a smartphone.
Right on, right?
And Macy's, how about a site-wide spectacular with 30 to 60% off?
Come on. You know what? Just come on.
This is internet shopping at its finest.
Come on, Mike.
Come on. Not only do you get all the stuff you love, but you're supporting the Mike O'Mara Show. It costs you nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing. But you support the show, and it does mean the world to us. I mean, shopping those sites through our webpage, it's just beneficial.
Yes.
We need you to do that. All right, it's very simple. It's how we make money. But we can't do the show. That's it. All right?
Come on!
I know. I've been looking at all the financial details.
Yes.
It's the way we do. Well, no, I haven't. Because he controls. Because you control that! You control everything! Don't say I don't.
Who?
You.
It's the shites, Mike.
Macy's, Target, and Walmart, and TMOS. Fill the void in your soul with some top-notch retail therapy. Now go spend money. And let's open up the audio vault for today. This is Wednesday, March 13, 2019.
Oscar, how are you feeling?
I'm great, thank
Good.
you.
Did you get a chance to look at The Bachelor last night?
Oh, did I?
Now, what has been the entire...
This guy is a complete hack, by the way.
The entire
the
plot
Bachelor
line,
himself?
Yes.
The entire plot line this whole season is that Colton is a virgin.
Colton?
Colton. So 2 nights ago...
A lot of abs on this guy.
Colton said that he loves Cassie, and he sent the 2 other finalists away, and he jumped the Bachelor fence.
Yeah,
Whatever happens on Bachelor Island.
It was too much.
So you're
Mike, too
telling me
much.
that Colton was Bolton?
That's right. He went away, and they found him. But I feel, based on the words said in this interview, Colton may be a virgin no longer because he went into the sex room. What do they call it?
The fantasy suite.
The fantasy suite with Cassie. And this is what he said after he was in the sex room.
Last night with Cassie was absolutely incredible, and I feel like a new man. We had an amazing night. We did what was best for our relationship, and we grew as a couple. We had a great time last night. What happened last night was great for our relationship.
That's elaborate.
A gentleman never kisses and tells, but I do want you to know that I am very happy, and you could use your imagination. I think last night was unbelievable.
Colton.
Bite me. What a douche.
This is, look, we are the most inclusive show I know, one of the most inclusive shows I know in America. But when I saw that last night,
yes,
and I heard that, and I hear that today, I can only think, don't you think Colton had a special relationship with her, and he's not talking about it because he said, hey, I know the cameras are off and we're in this fantasy suite, but I brought this with me. Can you put it on, and then I'll just bend over and you take care of business? We can't talk about it later.
Really? Okay.
Like,
I think Colton could have. It wasn't not necessarily man on top, get it over with quick, but it might have been some other form. But he's obviously very satisfied, and he's still dumb. And by the way, growing as a couple does not involve going into the fantasy suite and coming out and saying we grew as a couple.
He sounds like he's lying. He's lying. Like nothing happened.
I think something happened.
Oh, you don't think anything happened
It's like
at
a
all?
40-year-old virgin. They felt like sand. Like he's
Someday I'll
talking.
watch that
He's
show.
talking about sex.
I think
like he doesn't know what sex is about.
They went into the fantasy room, and it was like a scene in Forrest Gump.
You know, he just quivers and it's over.
Or the first scene in You, where he finally gets the girl. Sorry, spoiler alert. I just blew it for everybody.
So to speak.
Yeah,
Gross.
over quick.
All right, well, I'll take a look at that.
Wait.
Thank you.
Maddie watches the show religiously.
Yes.
Maddie.
Yes.
Do you think he lost his virginity in the
do you think he's
fantasy
lying?
suite?
I could see how he's lying, but my favorite part of that is like you can hear the shower going on in the back of that clip.
Yeah.
Because all the clips are of him in the shower. Like, it's just his body. Like, that's all they care about.
He does look good in the shower, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well,
You're into
that's
that. Right, Maddie?
that's fascinating. I'll have to one day look in.
Mike, I pray that you never do.
I enjoy getting my Bachelor fix this way.
I like the fact that every season of The Bachelor you are exposed to in the amount of about 3 total minutes of clips.
It's exciting.
And that's
I get
all
the
you
whole
need.
gist of it.
That's what you
Oscar
need.
says he's hack. He says he's got abs, and then we find out whether the guy's lying or not. It's
Okay,
fine.
so they've said for years
Now
if
the
you,
show's back to normal.
if you want to do CPR, you sing the song Staying Alive in your head. That's the rhythm that you use to do compressions. They found another song for kids to learn how to do CPR, and it's the Baby Shark song. So here are kids doing CPR at 115 BPM, as DJs would say, beats per minute, to Baby Shark.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
However, if I was given the choice of that's what brought me back to life, I'd say no.
You rather pass?
Yeah, I'd say, thanks, kids. Good night.
Mr. Spiewak has left the building.
And you hear in the background the shower.
Yes.
So
and the doctors are going, where are his abs?
We're going to find the abs, Mrs.
We'll find him some way. Keep trying.
Push harder.
Have you heard at all, and they talked about it on The View yesterday, and a quick internet search revealed, a lot of people are theorizing this, that there is a fake body double Melania that the president travels with.
I've heard that. I've read that somewhere. I thought it was kind of a joke, and well,
this is yesterday on The View.
The fake Melania online conspiracy theory is back. Some people think that the First Lady is using an imposter to stand in for her. Take a look at the photos that are being posted. That one does not look like her. Sorry. I wasn't going to go along with this, but that one in that picture doesn't look like her.
You weren't going to go. Now you will.
No, it's a different shaped face.
Melania is a very tall, statuesque woman. And the one that we saw, she looks kind of short.
Well,
look how short she looks.
Trump
She
is
might have
tall.
been wearing
Trump is tall.
flats. But she's like toe to toe with
the
them almost.
The interesting thing is it catches on because when there's a rumor like this and memes all over the place, I think it catches on because there's an element of truth to the idea that she doesn't want to spend time with him.
So I looked at some of the pictures, and what it is, it's not a height issue, it's the shape of her face. And sometimes the face just looks, and that can be makeup, that can be lighting, but sometimes it just looks different.
Isn't this akin to when they said that the Hillary body double and they were throwing her in the SUV during the election? Isn't that the same nonsense?
Exactly the same.
Right?
And also,
it's exactly the same, and it's also a wonderful distraction. I would say that the administration probably likes the distraction, even though the enemies of the administration probably are perpetrating it.
One of the main pictures they used for proof was actually they were able to discount it when they said that was not him with Melania, it was him with Ann Dowd. And that's
oh my God.
That's your Magic Audio Vault, everybody. Have a good Wednesday.
I went to Dowd's Pub last night.
Oh!
Swear to God, that's where we went last night. That's it. We got to get out of here. Another one in the can. Thanks for joining us for another riveting episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, we got another show, bonus show.
I know we have a bonus show today.
Round
Are you going to be okay for that? I want you.
Let's do this.
I want unrestricted Oscar in the bonus show.
We'll do it live.
All right. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be all about Oscar in the bonus show. He likes to talk in the bonus show.
Air my grievances.
I'm going to let the pony ride or let the horse run, whatever the F it is.
Mike, if you have a thoroughbred, let it run.
Thank you. That's it. Get the bonus show, okay? For Oscar Santana, Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying thank you for your continued amazing support for the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. Goodbye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show is made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
That's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
I've not yet begun to defile myself.